Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we have done our search for Alex Jones. This is the hot potato end of the world Armageddon news event of the day. This one probably, I think you're going to see this. If I had to bet, it's Alex Jones. Okay. If you're talking about within the more activist circles, I'm going to say Alex Jones is going to trend and be talked about as far as what happened here for, I don't know, for years. Unless and until he's reinstated. But if not, it'll be talked about for years by this group. Good chance that maybe it'll be talked about by a lot more people if this moment pans out the way that I think it might possibly. I mean, I say there's multiple possible outcomes that's going to follow after this whole Alex Jones is gone from YouTube and all the rest. However, I would put what I'm about ready to say. I would give this the plurality. I wouldn't even say a majority. I would say a plurality, and maybe not even like a strong plurality, but a plurality. A plurality, by the way, is like a significant morality, a significant minority within an overall group where there are no other minorities that are as big as that minority, something like that. Anyway, Alex Jones is gone from YouTube. This is a YouTube search. I thought it was wonderfully, beautifully ironic to see. This is what YouTube has. Top news. It gives first placement to, I don't think that's unironic. Matter of fact, it gets CNN. Look at that. CNN gets 2 places. They get the number 1 slot, and they get the number 4 slot, and number 5 slot. They get the number 1 slot, and they get the number 5 slot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, number 5. So you got YouTube, Facebook, and Apple shut down. Everybody just got in together. Facebook removes Alex Jones. Seattle Times. That's a weird one to get in here. I wonder if it's because it's, fucking Silicon Valley world, I guess. I don't know. They give 1 token to the Blaze. The Blaze got one. Glenn Beck. They gave 1 to Glenn Beck. That's interesting. Look at the views here. So, I mean, look at the views. CNN 3 hours ago, still 65,000 views. Seattle Times 1.7 thousand views. Glenn Beck 2.9 thousand. I think he's the token con here. I think that's what that is. And Glenn Beck is not necessarily friends with Alex Jones, so that's probably not uncoincidental that they would make him the token righty. And then we got NBC News. CBS is now, remember now, Alex Jones is now a trending news topic, so that means, let's see what happens here. For the Oregonian, interesting. How the hell did the Oregonian get placed there? Facebook and Apple remove hours. They had that 3 hours ago, 4.3 thousand views. There's the Blaze 2 hours ago. CNN is, okay, that's from 2 days ago, only 97,000 views. Look at this. NBC, CBS, Associated Press. Oh my gosh. Boogie gets in here. Okay, so they actually did allow, oh my gosh, and you know what? I am going to have to put that in watch later. I am definitely going to have to check out what Boogie had to say about that. Okay, yes, I get it. Added to watch later. See list. Great. Thank you. Please come again. But anyway, Fox News, NBC, Vice, CBS, The Blaze, Inside Edition, CNN last week. Look at this. I mean, there's Sargon. I might be seeing that because I do watch Sargon videos. So maybe that's why I see that. I'm not sure, but still. Now you're starting to see stuff that's, let's see how far down we have to go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 7. I don't even know what Super Deluxe is. I'll count that. I'll say Super Deluxe is like Oh no, Alex, never mind. I don't even know why that's there. Okay, so I'm going to go with this one. 18, Sargon of Akkad. That's when they're going to start to. So 1 through 17, Boogie got in there, but Boogie is not. Basically, when do people appear in your thing that are for you? When they do a search for you, in Alex Jones's case, it's. I mean, I don't know what Boogie has to say, but I don't even want to Glenn Beck, but I'm going to count Glenn Beck as one. So within that top thread, including the top news section, you have Glenn Beck, which we're just going to put in the pro Alex camp just for now. I don't know what Boogie is, but let's put him in there too. So within the first 17, you got two. Oh, no, what? Oh, no, never mind. So Fox News Insider, what did they show? What shows up for them 5 days ago? Yeah, they're going after them too. Boy, yeah, when they're all going after you. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not a supporter of Alex Jones. Now, okay, so I looked at the clock and I'm like 6:42. He's like, oh yeah, no, I could still do this. I thought I went longer than I did. Okay, so I'm gonna get the second half of this is this. Okay. Alex Jones gets blocked. Facebook, YouTube, whatever. There are a number of platforms out there that are viable. Are they as good as Facebook? Are they as good as YouTube? Are they as good as Twitter? I don't know. I know that I have some alt accounts and I don't really use them enough for me to say. Although I do use Telegram, and Telegram is like it's not even the same thing as Facebook at all. It's like really it's really great for more. I would say it works best, at least for me, for smaller groups of folks that you maybe have some affinity with, and individual chats and whatnot. But there's all kinds of ways that people can stay communicated and networks possible out there. But Alex Jones, he he's got a lot of power behind him. The people that support him, they're not going anywhere. Their money isn't going anywhere. His subscribers aren't going to suddenly unsubscribe and not support their content going out. This isn't going to kill Alex Jones. Well, it could, but it doesn't necessarily have to kill Alex Jones. And now my analysis of this next part is really an analysis of what I believe to be the social, demonstrable, and ideational reality of the world that we live in today, and especially focused in the demonstrable field, in which we're going to be looking primarily at the advantage of technology. Oh, yeah. Now I remember. Super Deluxe. Yes, I know what that is. Right. So that's just like a fun thing. Okay, so Alex Jones still has all this support behind him. It's not going anywhere. If anything else, I bet you he had people who became subscribers of him just as a sign of solidarity. Even when they don't like the guy, they're like, as a sign. Yeah. I believe that the technology is there, the platforms are there, that Alex Jones, if he were to choose one or a couple of few platforms and make a deal with these guys, listen, I'm gonna bring my crew over here, and I'm gonna hawk your networks every freaking day on all my shows. And people are still getting his shows on his website, man. He's still paying subscribers. He still has a huge audience. You didn't kill him. He'd already been working on this. He understood at any moment that his days of YouTube could be over. It wasn't stupid, as far as I could see. Now we'll find out if he was more bluster than actual ability in a short period of time. But all things considered, I would say that so since Alex Jones isn't going anywhere, since he has people to support him, and I'd be willing to bet this guy has all kinds of prepper plans and actions and whatnot. This guy could end up inadvertently serving as a a powerful wake-up call to a whole lot of people. Whether you're Alex Jones or not, if you're me, for instance, and stuff that I do, I'm. I think it's fair to say the stuff that I do, I give reason for people to hate me, no matter what their political persuasion is. I probably give them some reason to like me too. So there's that. But never mind that. I definitely give them reason to put me into some sort of undesirable, unsavory, undesirable category, such as Alex Jones has found him for a number of reasons. I mean, they've been wanting to take this guy down for years, and they finally think they've done it. But I don't know. I think they badly miscalculated here, and I could be wrong. And this gets into the, I guess it's not a conspiracy. No, it's I don't know. I think it exposes folks as being maybe there's a lot more yes men people walking around within that little inner circle than there should be, because some people, I don't think they're facing reality. So I had this idea almost immediately that Alex Jones now my idea was that Alex Jones will go out and find the networks, but I didn't say anything to this. I have a friend, his name's Ty. I'm not gonna say anything more about Ty yet. I'm sure he's gonna show up in some of my videos and stuff if he hasn't already. I think he already has. Yeah, Ty is my bro cuz, but I didn't tell him anything, so his thought was like, it was kind of on par with mine, but he had a slightly different angle, and an angle that I think is quite intriguing, that also I think accelerates the possibility that this is going to happen. You're going to see Alex Jones partner up with some alternative social networks, and they're going to experience some exponential growth as a result, and then they're going to try to knock them off of the DNS or whatever else, and then you'll find out. Well, then you'll really find out when governments step in and governments start blocking you. Then it's like, well, Alex Jones, man, he's a nutburger. He's like, governments are blocking his signal. Facebook and Twitter are so terrified of the man to feel the need to try to shut him down, because this is a concerted effort. This wasn't a random thing. All these outlets didn't just wake up one day and say, "Hey, let's all do this." No, this is a coordinated effort. What they wanted to do was they didn't want to like just slowly bleed him to death, because they figured he could replace things. If he loses this, he could replace it with that and whatever. What they wanted to do is they wanted to cut him off. Just cut him off. I mean, this is a sharp message that is being sent, intentionally or unintentionally, that these big tech, as they're being called, which is apropos, that big tech, they are most assuredly, they're all on the same team now. And they're all like understanding, okay, when it comes to the, I don't know what, I'm going to just use the term, and like every other term, you hear this term neocon. It has a lot of subtle meanings, and not all neocons are alike, but don't get me wrong, I'm not really big on neocons at all, but I mean, they're not all like, they all think the same things, and there's disputes about whether you call certain things neocon or not, but all those caveats notwithstanding, basically, not neocon. No, definitely not neocon. I meant neoliberal. Wrong neo. Although neocons and neoliberals are very, very similar to one another. Really remarkably similar to one another. But anyway, so the neoliberal idea is basically, you lock up the market, and you don't need to bother with the burden of passing laws and getting people's feelings hurt and challenging constitutions. And you want to work around the Constitution, dude, you just fucking control the market. And then with your market power, you just dictate the terms of the engagement, the social engagement. That's pretty much what you do. And that's pretty much what has happened here. I don't think it was like, it wasn't like this was designed from the start. Alex Jones will tell you, Yeah. Maybe it was. I doubt it. I think this just kind of emerged and started to, get certain pieces started to come together, and certain companies started to get sold off and enter into that whole public world. And once they entered into that public world where the big families were, man, dude, then life was going to change. And that's what happened. But I think, I could be wrong, but I think they miscalculated here. And this is why I said in the very beginning, this moment, the Alex Jones, will this moment be remembered? How long will it be talked about as far as a trending topic? In the mainstream world, probably 3 or 4 days at most. Amongst the conservatives, this will be a hot trending topic probably for weeks, if not months. But does this become like one of those powerful stories, for good or for ill, depending on how you look at it, that this is where the reverse began. This is where you because the thing is, if Alex Jones manages to survive, and millions of people can still find him easily on another network, and other people see how fucking easy that was. If you have a huge motherfucking network that once, if, and this is a big if, but I think it's an if that's going to happen, if you have enough influence over millions of people that when you go to a social media platform that they wouldn't normally want to use, that they'll go to that social media platform and sign up just to continue to see your stuff if they can't see it anywhere. That if they come to this alternative platform, then they're a toothless giant, like a toothless dragon, like instantly. It's like, oh, who fucking cares? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about for the middlings and the nothings and the little me with my 40 subscribers and my I think my average views are maybe 15 views a video. That might be stretching it, but for the people, but it'll have a trickle down effect. The trickle down effect will be this: that we mentioned many more opportunities. Well, I won't say many more, but more. So instead of like, if you're looking right now, if you really want to have a huge video audience, YouTube really is your only viable platform. Now, I'm not saying that these alternative platforms will be as big as YouTube. They probably won't, because a majority of people will want the shit that it seems that YouTube wants to put on here. And still, they're like, I probably will still use YouTube, because I'm willing to bet that there will still be cool people on YouTube doing cool things, because not everything on YouTube is fucking political, thankfulully. And so, yeah, I'm not totally anti YouTube per se. I'm happy to see if YouTube and Facebook and all the rest, that they're willing to surrender and I'm going to use this term loosely, as I use many terms, the free speech discourse that they have decided to leave the free speech discourse path behind and enter into a much more corporatized, sanitized depiction of the reality that people wish we had, rather than platforms in which individuals could actually learn who and what humans really were, and what they really did, and what they really thought. So I might still go to YouTube, because they're still probably going to have a huge audience, and they're still going to have cool stuff I like, and it'll be a hassle having to go to different platforms. But I think in a short order, you're probably going to find that there will probably be like maybe 2 or 3 at most, like really major alternative media platforms, alternative social media platforms that people utilize, and those platforms will primarily be about videos. Well, I won't say primarily what they'll be about. That's ridiculous. I wouldn't know that. But the bottom line here, to summarize all this, is this: that the Alex Jones excommunication from Big Techtopia may very well lead not to their undoing, but to their decoupling from I won't say completely, but I'll say decoupling from the deepest, most challenging aspects of exploring who and what humans really are, and what is the best way for human beings to figure out how to get along with one another and how to live in the world and all that crap. And I guess I'll end it there.